Bring your hands onto your knees. We're here again, seated, feet flat to the floor, a little bit of space between your knees. I'm going to go through the movements for the spine, starting with our moving cat. So you can't see my hands properly, but they're resting on my knees. Sitting a moment, releasing, breathing, tuning into your breathing. With all of these movements, you want to move at a speed that's comfortable for you. You want to fit the movement with your breath. So don't worry if you're going a little bit faster or a little bit slower than me. Starting though with an out breath. As you breathe out, your head is coming down, shoulders are rounding forward, sitting back, or rounding back towards the back of the chair. So this is why you need to sit a little bit forward in your chair so that you've got room to move back. Coming forward. Breathing in as you come forward. Breathing out as you go back. Let me show you that from the side. You can stay where you are. So you're just breathing out, rounding in the back. Breathing in, moving forward. You might be able to see that my hips are rolling from one direction to the other. Lower back's moving, mid back's moving, as well as the shoulders and the head. As much movement as you can in your spine. Your breath fitting your movement fitting your breath. Your awareness holding the two together. And just seeing how your spine feels today. Next time you're rounded, the end of your out breath, staying there, breathing there. Relaxing a little there. And then coming forward. And staying there, breathing there. Shoulders relaxed. If your neck feels okay, you could take your head up a little. And come back to center. Just come back to facing this way. And we'll take that into a slightly deeper back bend. Bring your hands onto the back of the chair. This one has convenient things to hold on to, but just whatever's good for the chair that you're on. So straightening your arms, moving your upper body forward to do that. And think of that sense of the chest moving forward. Chin could stay here, or you could look up. Releasing back to center. Release your shoulders, your arms, and we'll do the same thing once again. Your hands coming behind you, moving forward, looking up. Releasing. Hands coming forward. So, I'm going to come into a forward bend now. I'm just going to move sideways so you can see better, but you can do it just forward on your chair. Leaning forward, coming as far forward as you can. Could stay here. If it's okay to take your head down, you can begin to move. Hands coming towards the floor, head rounding over. Staying there for a moment. Whole of your back rounded, feet firmly planted in the floor, supported by your legs. Coming up on an in-breath. Back to where you started. Pausing there. If it feels okay, if your head feels okay in particular, we'll go again. Moving forward. Remember, you can always stay here. Get that length in your back without having to take your head down. Or you can round over, sink forward. Lifting up. And coming back up. From there, we'll come into some side bends. So bring your hands to your sides. Beginning with your head, your ear going over towards one shoulder. And then continuing over. Just a gentle side bend over to one side. Back to center. Gentle side bend over to the other side. And back to center. Once again to each side. Breathing in, back to center. Bring one hand up to that shoulder. Bending at the elbow, lift that elbow out to the side. Coming into a side bend, away from your elbow. Head going over to the side. That elbow lifting up. Feeling that perhaps more in the upper side of your chest. As you come into that side bend, lifting on an in-breath, releasing your elbow, releasing your arm. Other hand. Hand coming to your shoulder, elbow lifting out to the side, head to the side. Lifting up and releasing. For those of you that can, one arm lifting all the way up. Might be here, it might be right up beside your ear. Lengthening your way over. Doesn't matter how far you go, both feet staying on the floor, both hips staying on the chair. Sense of length. Lifting. Arm coming all the way down. The other arm sweeping up. Lengthening up. Coming to the side. Breathing in to lift. And lowering your arm. Pausing, resting. And then we'll come into a twist. Taking left hand to right knee. Right hand around behind you. Just taking your hand behind. Looking over your shoulder. Turning at the waist. Turning at the shoulders. And also turning at the head. Make your way back to center and around to the other side. Hand coming across onto your leg. Arm coming in behind you. Turning at the waist, the chest, the shoulders, the head. Making your way back to center. And we'll do the same thing once again to each side. Turning twisting, releasing, around the other side. Come back to center. Resting, breathing, let your breath settle. So, one more movement that we can do. We've done forward and back, we've done side to side, we've twisted, but we can also circle the spine. Take your feet a little bit further apart, wider than your usual, making a kind of a triangular base. Your hands again on your knees, feet firmly on the floor, adjusting the blocks out to the sides if you've got your feet on blocks. And we're going to circle, coming around and back, breathing in and breathing out, moving slowly, carefully, exploring how it feels. Drawing in your lower belly as you come back. And coming to a stop in the center. Pausing a moment. Takes a moment or two for your sense of balance to catch up with you having stopped. And then we'll go around the other way, exactly the same thing, but moving in the opposite direction. So if you were moving clockwise before, now you're going anti-clockwise. Breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in and breathing out. Just keep going. Your speed, your breath. Making that the last one. Coming back to center. Resting. Letting your breath settle. Perhaps sitting into the back of the chair for a moment or two. Resting back. Closing your eyes. And just a moment or two to settle, to notice and to complete